All right, this is our fourth option for 1-point perspective. This is where you're going to do lettering that comes back to a point. This is one where I think it's going to be easier and you'll have more room if you shift your horizon line from the center up or from the center down, depending on how you want it to look. I think it's going to be easier for me and my brain if I take these lines out of here at first, because I'm going to think, oh, I should use that line, and then be mad that I didn't. I'm going to start it at the bottom first. D. I think I will have mine separate. Oh. Oh my gosh, that noise. Okay, so I've got door on here. Now you would pick a point, and let's say I pick, ooh, I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna pick this point. Now I'm gonna stick my paper back underneath it, just so that this is like, I've gotten my ruler out and I did it all. Good job me. So now I'm gonna line up my dot with the paper underneath it. And I'm gonna stick that back on here. And I'm gonna try to kind of use that. Is that gonna work? I think it is. Let me just make sure it's up and down. Like straight across. I believe so. Okay, that looks good to me. So I'm going to, well, you're going to take your dot and line up wherever the letter kind of changes. So on this one, it's right at the top of the D. And then I would bring it down to the bottom of the D, right down here. And because it disappears behind the O, I'm gonna not draw the rest of it because I'm not planning on making mine any deeper. So if I wanted to cut mine off deeper, you would need that line, but I'm not going to. So it's your choice. Make the line go all the way or don't, but I'm not going to. Okay, so dot to the top of the O. Dot to the bottom of the O. I keep having to readjust because sometimes I'll change the bottom and then it changes the top too, and you don't want that. I don't know if you can hear my dogs are like, well, I'll just wing that one. This one will go here. That one will go there. Okay. I would do this with a ruler, but I think this is quicker for demonstration purposes. So I didn't go all the way to the point because I am planning on cutting them off. So if I had gone all the way to the point on the R, let's show this one. And then I got the bottom. That would have gone all the way up. But then I would have said, I want to cut it off here. So if this line curves, the line above it has to have the same curve. And if it stops here, you see how this one's vertical? This one has to match the R. And then I get rid of everything above and below it. So I'm not going to make all those long lines because I'm going to cut them off sooner anyway. Okay. And you could make it really fat. You don't have to have them all the same width if you don't want to. But the top should match the bottom roughly. Oh my gosh, they're locked up. I don't like it. like a tiny eraser to get rid of the purple. Oh, tiny eraser. Okay. So I'm just getting rid of the stuff that I'm not really using. There was 2 extra. With the O, maybe I'll make that one really big again. Maybe I'll make it really deep like the R over here. So I just need to make sure that I'm going with the lines. And then the D I'll make skinnier. And then I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to get rid of that. And this I should probably have in there. So if I were to, now I'm going to take the paper away from under it. So you can see what we're left with. And if I wanted to shade this stuff in, like if I'm using colored pencils, I want to kind of go with the lines. I'm kind of reminded of like a Flintstones wheel or something, the way that you have to put these lines. And if you do any cross hatching, your cross hatches will go with the curve. So if I was a cross hatch here, I would curve it like that, or sort of. And that way, if you wanted to make like, let's say this is really dark, but the sides are not as dark. So you make that the darkest, make this, that's not really showing up well, but let's say I want to make that dark. Maybe I would use dots or something to make it less dark on the side. So you can give like a value to it. The dots worked well. And those should have been dots. Or you could just make the whole thing really dark and then make the front a lighter color. What else could you do? Letters would probably be okay for watercolor, and they'd probably be okay for colored pencil, but I would probably stay away from the oil pastel just because it's hard to get that detail in there. Like you don't want to, this is going to get really muddy if you try to use oil pastel on it. Okay, I think I've wasted enough time with that.